Greetings, Ian from RTO here. Welcome to another new album review on a Friday. And today we are looking at Skid Row, The Gang's All Here. Great band from the 80s, 90s, and this is their first album in 16 years. The last one, of course, being Revolutions Per Minute. And this is only their 6th album. Who's on this now? Well, we've got Dave Sabo on lead and rhythm guitars, Rachel Bolan on backing vocals. Now, Rachel Bolan is a hybrid of his brother's name Richard and his grandfather's name Manuel, and he's a big Mark Bolan fan, so that's how he got his name. Scotty Hill on rhythm and lead guitars and backing vocals, Rod Hammersmith on the drums, and Eric Gromwell on vocals. He's the new singer in the band. Okay then, let's have a look at this new album. First track on this album is called Hell or High Water. I love the opening riffs on this. The drum is brilliant. It's not a bad track. I don't mind that one at all. It's Skid Row. It's got all that Skid Row thing. The only thing that's missing, of course, is Sebastian Bach. But Eric Gromwell doesn't do a bad job. Then the title track, The Gang's All Here. The bass line from Rachel Bolan, absolutely brilliant. It's the best track on the album, actually. It's full of vibrant sound and energy. Not Dead Yet. Now, this one is it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't dislike it, but it's just a bog standard rock track. There's another way to describe it. Time Bomb. This has got a great bass line on it as well. Really drives the song, but it's just a very ordinary middle of the road rock track. The riffs are there. It's not a bad vocal, but it didn't light me up. Resurrected, solid track. I don't dislike it, but once you've heard there's this sound, it's very repetitive on this album. The riffs, they all sound very, very similar. Nowhere Farce. Again, it's a reasonable track. I don't dislike any of these tracks. It's good playing, but there's nothing there that's different. No individuality on that track. When the Lights Come On. It's the third track that starts off with drums and bass. Same riff. I think this goes into the same riff, same sort of style of singing. Tear It Down. Bit of a filler track to me. It doesn't sound anything really good. October Song. This is a great song. Got some nice guitar pieces in. And what I like about this, it's got different sorts of moods and feelings within the song. This one's actually not just play the same riff and sing a few lyrics. It's a really, really good song. Probably one of their best songs on this album. And then The World on Fire is the last track, and it's just a generic rock track, I'm afraid. It doesn't do anything for me. Oh dear. When I heard this was coming out, I was looking forward to this album coming out, because back in the day I really liked Skid Row. And I've listened to it a few times now, and to be quite honest, there's nothing apart from October Song, The Gang's All Here, They're the only outstanding tracks on the album because they're a little bit different. It's a solid rock album, don't get me wrong, but I think this band have just not moved on from the 80s and 90s. They're still churning out the same sound, and that's where it starts to feel a little bit dated already. When you get bands that haven't made anything for a long time, and they either come up with a brilliant album or they still haven't left the past behind. And I think with Skid Row, that's what they've done. They haven't let go of the past. There's nothing wrong with going back to your past, but if you're going to make a new album after 16 years, make it fresh. Make it, this was then, this is now. There's other bands that have done this. You take Nazareth, their album that came out this year, absolutely brilliant. They've reinvented themselves. Tigers of Pang Tang did it. Skid Row don't seem to have. It's a shame because the talent's there, but I just didn't find it a memorable album. I was a little bit disappointed with it, in all honesty. It was a bit of a letdown. So how can I say? It's got the playing on it's good, and if you like that 80s nostalgia, 90s nostalgia, yes, it's great, and it does remind me of my growing up. But I wanted something fresh and new from Skid Row, not more of the same. So I'm going to give this one an RTO ranking of 6 out of 10. Because, as I said, it's not a bad album. It's not a brilliant album. It's just an 80s, 90s rock album. Okay, that's all for today. But I will be back tomorrow, because tomorrow we've got another Skinner McCook presentation for you. We're going to go and have a look at our favourite number ones from the 1950s. So this is going way back to where music really started. So I'm looking forward to this one. So join us for that. That'll be out sometime tomorrow. Well, I normally have it out mid-afternoon. So look forward to that. And then on Monday, we're back to normal stuff. And we're going to start the week with part 6 of the Rick Wakeman story, and we're going to look at the albums that he did with his son Adam. Looking forward to that one. Some really good stuff came out from them too. And then next week's classic album is Level 42's Running in the Family. Everyone went mad for it, but was it their best album of the 80s? You'll find out on Monday. So don't forget tomorrow to check out the 50s number ones. But as usual, have a great weekend, everybody. Bye for now.